Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live English lesson with me, Teacher Zdenek, and one of the Achievers Chamber members. Hi, Jolly.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm all right. A bit tired. It's been an intense week for me. Um, and I'm starting a
What's
course about digital stuff and creation of content online and all that, which
Oh,
is
really?
going to
Yeah,
be really interesting. Yeah.
yeah. You haven't told me about that.
I haven't. Yeah, I know. Because it happened like 3 days ago. We haven't
Okay.
spoken, and yeah. Uh,
Well, well, I will be curious to find out more from you after this live. But as always, we've got a topic. And what's our topic today?
stereotypes about gamers.
Exactly. That's right. And there are some
Yes.
people. There are some people watching us live, like Helen. Hi, Helen. It's good to
Hello,
have you here.
Helen.
And Petra. Hi, Petra. That's right. Today we are talking about games. I have prepared several statements, a little bit controversial statements. I mean, it depends on the way you look at it. And we'll discuss these stereotypes to either confirm them or disprove them.
Okay.
Okay. And obviously,
Mm-hmm.
everyone is free to post their comments and opinions in the chat. And we may even be able to respond to them. And as always, this is a lesson. So I will be making notes about interesting language that I hear or
Mm-hmm.
less interesting language in some cases. Hopefully not so much.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully
And
not.
corrections as well.
And there might be some corrections. I don't like to
Yep.
use this word anymore, actually. Corrections and
Well,
errors and mistakes. It's negative.
recommendations.
Recommendations, suggestions, room for improvement.
Room for improvement. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the first one. Video games are bad for us, bad for you.
Mm, no. They are amazing. Well, it depends on the video game, of course. I play video games that after 5 minutes you say, "What's this?" Um, so then, but no, in the sense, I think you mean like in the healthily speaking, maybe like
In any sense,
mental health
you
or
can imagine, Jolly, in
okay.
any sense you can imagine, a lot of people would say something like this. A lot of people would. Let's be honest, especially
I
from the
would, s-
older generations, right?
yes, well, I would say people, maybe not this statement as it is, but more like addressing kids, like video games are bad for kids. If we talk about younger people, many people would think that
Yeah.
video games are
Well, I think
awful for
anyone who is from an older generation that never used to play games or didn't grow up playing games, I think that's the kind of people that would say this.
yeah, and parents.
Uh, and parents, yeah. Okay, then. Well, if any of you have an opinion, let us know in the chat. Obviously, this is the most general statement that we're going to, come up with here, but there will be more specific ones. So, but check this one out. You always grow out of playing video games. What it means is that you only play games when you're young, when you're a teenager or a child, and then once you come of age, you stop playing games, or you slowly sort of grow out of them.
Not completely, maybe, but it's true that I mean there's a point in your life in which maybe you are so busy, you have many stuff to do, you only have some free hours at the weekend, and maybe these are, in my case, these hours are used mainly to clean a little bit and you know doing things around the house. That's true. Is the truth. Is the truth. Um, I still play video games, but it's true I don't do it as often as I used to. So I wouldn't say always,
Hmm.
not in all cases, but as you grow up, as you get a job, more responsibilities, it's like you don't have the amount of time you used to have in the past. That's the truth.
That's true. That's true. But do you really grow out of playing video games? Like if you love them so much as a boy or as a girl, as a teenager,
No,
do you grow out of them or do you still
no.
love them?
Yeah, you still love them, I
You see,
think.
this is where I'm at as well.
Hmm.
If you have a relationship with a relationship, you know what I mean.
Yes.
If you have a positive relationship with games, then I think it's really hard. It's really hard, and I know quite a few people who are my age or even older that still play games just as they played them when they were young. The,
Yeah.
it's true that a lot of people of my age don't play games anymore, and they
Hmm.
used to play them. That's true as well.
Yeah.
But there is a large number of people who still play games. Okay, good question from Helen. When exactly do we come of age? Actually,
When we are 18, before, after? Before, after? Mm,
well,
it depends.
well, it
I
should.
don't think that
Yeah,
depends on your age. So, like your actual age.
yeah. But when you use this phrase to come of age, I'm just gonna Google it for us. It means to reach adult status. So if we talk about this in an official sense, right, then it's, for example, in the UK, it's at the age of 18,
Hmm.
but it used to be the age of 21.
21. Yeah.
So now it's 18. In my country, it's 18. I bet in your country it's also 18. I think when you are younger than 18, you're sort of like protected. You're more protected by law if you commit a crime, stuff like that. So it's all connected. So to come of age, I think that's what it means. But obviously, to mature or to be no longer to I don't know. It's sometimes it's very abstract, right? And it's individual. Everybody has a different perspective, like what it actually means to be an adult, what it means to
Yeah.
be a grown
Well,
up.
in America, I think they can get their driving license at 16, I think.
Yeah, that's right. But they cannot. They
You
can
can see
start
the
drinking.
movies. You can see
But
the
how about the?
movies. They
That's
go
right.
to
But
the
how?
high school by
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah, but how about drinking? Can't they drink like from the age of 21 or
no,
something?
21. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
that, that's
So they
really
can
strange.
drive a car
Yeah.
being 16. Yeah, and then I think I think it was in Spain actually. Um, somebody is not. I mean, it was a proposal. I think like giving the chance or yeah entitle people from 16 years old to vote.
Mhm.
There
Yeah.
was a proposal some I don't know some years ago something.
Mm.
People didn't agree completely with that.
Okay then, and we
I
have
don't know.
also another interesting story here from Peter. I started playing video games when I was 24. I use it as a therapy. The only activity when I switch off my mind. I like this. It's
Yeah,
cool. It's
I
really
read
cool.
I that reminds me of an article I read. I think it was last year about one of my favorite games. I think I told you about it. Dark Souls.
Mm.
Um, and I read an article about a boy who suffered from autism.
Autism.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and how this game had helped him to develop different skills that afterwards could be applied in their in his routine, his daily routine, and
Yeah.
everything was through the game. So
Yep.
the doctors and the professionals used the game as a therapy for him, and it really
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah. No, I think this is a
So
valid point.
mhm,
Absolutely. Yeah. I have my own story. I don't think YouTube is a place
to tell.
to tell this story. But if you have listened to my podcast, to the next English podcast, I have been more open there, and I have opened up there about what happened to me and how games have actually helped me to um to overcome that period. So yeah, I have my own story too, and now is not the time to go into it. But let's move on.
Okay.
Okay. Only boys play games. Girls don't.
Ooh,
Are you a boy, Jolly?
I'm not.
Are you a girl? Oh, not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
I am, of course. I'm a girl. I'm
Okay.
a woman. I'm a gamer. Why not? What's the problem? In fact, sometimes we are even better than boys. I don't want to.
What do you
It's
mean?
true. It's true. I play the same game with my boyfriend, and sometimes I'm better than him, and you
Okay.
can see it. I mean,
But you know what? Like, is your boyfriend a real gamer? Like, how can you be
yeah,
better than him? You are a girl. How can I don't believe this? Maybe when did your boyfriend start playing games? At the age of 24, like Peter, or
because boys are normally more impulsive. Can you say that? No.
really? Are we more impulsive than you?
Yes. Yes.
So
We
you
are
so
we
you're
are we are more reflexive. We
more measured.
think. We think
Hmm.
more. We think before we do something, we think about it.
Okay. But
We
hang on,
take
hang on, hang on. Aren't you more emotional though? Don't we say that women are more emotional than men?
yeah,
We have
and
our brain is more logical. So when we play games, it also
mhm.
depends on what kind of games, I guess, we are talking about here.
Well,
Also, some people say that women have better intuition and stuff
yep.
like that. So maybe if you play, I don't know, like Counter Strike or something, you know someone is behind that building waiting for you. I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
So no, that's not
That's not
true
true.
at
This this
all.
is
No.
this is definitely not true. But do you know where these people that say this are coming from? Because I mean, when I was a boy and when I played games and I was at high school, where we used to in our country we call it gymnasium, but it's
Hmm.
it's a high school, it's a secondary school. When I was there, I don't remember a single girl that played a game, maybe one, but I
Hmm.
don't think they did. And while all boys
But
played
that was
games,
how many years ago? How long ago?
yeah, that was when I was what's
16,
ages
15
ago. I was
ages ago.
15, 16, 17, and boys always played games. We talked about them all the time, whereas girls, they weren't into that. So
I started playing video games or playing games in this
yeah,
case with do you remember the Atari?
yeah. I remember it, but I have never had it. So I like it was like way. Hang on a minute. Are you older than me? Are you older than me,
I
Johnny?
am actually.
Nah. I
Yeah,
thought you were a similar age. Aren't we
I'm
a similar
about
age?
I'm about to turn 41.
Oh yeah, you are 1 year older than me then. Okay. Now I have more respect for you.
Mm, okay.
By the way, it's very brave of you to tell us your age. I don't normally do that.
What's the problem? I've never understood that. Overall, in women, like women, they don't want to tell the age, or some people consider it to
I,
be a bit rude when you
yeah,
ask the age of a woman.
I do understand it
Why?
actually. I do understand
Why?
it because that immediately makes you less attractive, in my opinion. Like in
Oh, really?
eyes of a lot of people.
Mm,
Yeah, I would say that that could be the perception there, or that's how it works. So that's why, because while the stereotype is that the older the man is, the more sort of wisdom
mm-hmm.
he has. I don't know how that's true. It doesn't always work for me like that.
Yeah, it's like the white hairs, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like the
white.
white hairs on a man looks
Hmm.
attractive. He makes him look attractive, but as soon as we have white hair, we need to dye our hair, and
Exactly. We don't, because it makes us look more mature, right? So I don't know.
this is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
well.
then let's move on. So here is another one. Real men don't play video games. They build a house, plant a tree, and have a son. By the way, I came up with all of these. I came up with every single one of these. It was so easy for me. Oh,
Okay.
wait, actually, one. Okay, I think two of them were suggested by Helen,
Hmm.
but I came up with everything else. So, what do you think? Would someone say this even?
Mm, maybe don't. Maybe they wouldn't say it, but they would think about it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sure my parents, for example, think that, but they wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's true, seriously.
Yeah.
In fact, I think watching someone playing a video game, like a difficult one,
Yep.
one that you have to like be really intelligent, strategy games, or that I think that makes the person look more attractive, to be honest.
Hang on.
It's
Say
true.
that. Say that again. Say that again, Jolie. I'm-
I mean, when I see someone
yeah.
playing a video game and I'm watching it, and I can see the difficulty in there,
Yep.
and I see how the person is thinking, and how how he can come up with a strategy or a way of doing something or
Yep.
solving a puzzle, you know,
Yep.
that means the person has something inside. And
Wow.
that for me is something really important. And
Wow.
it makes me feel, you know, attracted.
Attraction
Yeah,
to
it
that
makes me
man.
feel attraction.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
why
matter
not?
what that man looks like. You are attracted to that intelligence of someone
Well,
of
it,
someone
that
playing a
that
really difficult
also
game.
but that also plays a part. I mean, the physical aspect, of course, but it's not as important as,
Okay.
having
So
something
in other
here.
words, you have a soft spot for nerds. Could we say
Mm,
that?
maybe.
Okay.
Say that again.
You have a soft spot for nerds.
You have a soft spot for net.
For
I'm not sure
nerds.
if I know what that means. Soft
Uh,
spot.
yeah,
I
you
can
you sort of
guess.
you are sort of attracted to nerds. Like you it's like your weak, almost like your
Yeah.
weakness. You really get attracted to people who
Mm-hmm.
play games
Yeah.
and people who are a little bit into gaming, kind of crazy about
Yeah.
gaming.
We can say that because I'm a bit nerd as well, I think.
Hmm.
So,
So a flock of feather. Oh, sorry, birds of feather flock together.
hmm
Okay. All right. Interesting. That's interesting. Right. Moving on. Video games make people violent. Uh,
well, if you really, I mean, I agree that it can.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
Well,
Do you
if you
play?
play, look, if you play uh, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, for example,
Mm,
for too long, you know that game, right?
yeah.
So I can see why young kid, for example, playing that game for too long can have a strange or maybe not very acceptable behavior,
Mm,
somehow violent or aggressive. I can see it. I mean, I think
okay,
it's possible.
really.
Yeah,
So it's about the game. So do you really think that it's the game itself? Because it's Grand Theft Auto. That's a game where you drive over people and kill
yeah,
people by
yeah.
driving cars. So if that the same child played something less violent, I don't know. What's the least violent game? Some pacifist, like a farming game where you just farm and
Farming, yeah.
yeah. So do you think that that would make such a big difference in that kid's violence? Really, in that kid's behavior in the real world? Like that kid
I
would
think
start punching people, and at
I
some point
said
in their life, they would grab a gun and shoot the whole school or something.
I said that it's possible that if a young kid, I'm talking about young kids, okay? Young kids
Mm.
are really
Vulnerable.
influenced and
But
vulnerable,
yeah. Mm.
and they believe what they see, and they it's like
Hmm.
everything is seems real for them. So I think it's possible. Why not?
Okay. Well,
It could be
you know what?
dangerous somehow.
You know what? I think I'm going to disagree with you here.
Okay.
I don't believe that
I'm
it's.
not saying that this happens all the time in all the cases
Mm.
always. I'm just saying that it's possible.
I,
Obviously, it depends on the
you know.
kid's personality and
Mhm.
the vulnerability and I don't know
Yeah.
if I said that word properly.
Which one?
Vulnerability.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I would
Okay.
say
Vul-
vulnerability, vulnerable,
vulnerability.
vulnerability. Yeah. Yeah.
Vulnerable. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So it depends on many factors, but I think it could be possible.
Yeah.
Some video games, not all.
Mm.
Some
Yeah.
specific ones. Yeah.
Possibly someone could get inspired, but I still don't think. I think actually quite the opposite. I think if people play games, they don't deal drugs in the streets. Like I don't. I'm not sure I agree with this, Jolly.
Hmm.
I'm not sure I agree with this, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree, which is a lovely phrase.
It's
If you don't
like,
agree with someone, you can agree to
yeah.
disagree.
I was just thinking about another example, like maybe it's not the best example, but when young kids, for example, watch horror movies, then they've got night terrors and they can't sleep. They have to
They've,
switch on the lights.
they've got what? Sorry,
Night, I don't know if I say that properly, like
night
nightmares.
nightmares. Yeah,
Yeah, I said night terrors. I don't know if that exists.
I don't know if
Maybe
I know.
I'm maybe I'm
How do
making it up.
how do you spell that word? Night.
Night
Yeah,
terror.
T-E
Yeah,
or
maybe it's
terror.
not.
Ah,
Yes, it's
night terror.
maybe I'm translated it
Okay,
directly from
I've just
Spanish.
looked it up. I've just looked it up. Night terrors are a sleep disorder in which a person quickly
Yeah,
awakens from sleep in a terrified state. So it seems to exist. I just don't know it, or
yeah,
maybe I
okay.
just
Yay.
didn't couldn't hear it properly. So there you go. I
Night
mean,
terror. So
it makes
my
sense, right?
pronunciation was the problem.
I don't know.
So
We could
maybe it's
also
not the same
blame me.
example, but they are somehow affected by
Okay.
what they have seen. So, and I also agree with what you said. While they are playing video games, well, that's time spent, or
Yeah.
that's time not spent doing other things in the
Yeah.
street
You're
outside.
playing. You're just playing. Playing can't be harmful to
Yeah.
kids. Come on. Just playing. Okay, maybe it's not the best idea to let a 10-year-old play Grand Theft Auto, but that's another thing, right?
Exactly. That's what
That's
I
another
mean.
thing. Okay, well, I agree with that. But if you are like 12, I don't know. Like, does it mean that you're gonna like? you steal a car and then kill someone with it. I don't think there are that many cases of that. I, I I don't think so. Anyway, Helen is on fire.
Helen is on
She said
fire.
she says games may help us release the violence uh, uh, we may have
Release the
within
balance
us.
we may have within
Mm,
us. Yeah.
that's interesting.
That's what I was talking about. You never know. I mean, each person is different. You never know how a child a child's mind is going to work.
Yeah.
Even
And
there could be some problems, you know. There are people with mental, like serious mental problems that and they don't even know,
yeah,
because they have never gone to professional. They have never visited I don't know,
psychologist or
psychologist, or you know.
yeah,
So who knows if a kid has like something that is not working right, or is not working well, and he's playing
mm,
this type of video games, and then next day he goes to
yeah,
school and I don't know.
yeah.
So that's what I said.
But
It could be possible.
then you could say, for example, so let's talk about America. So they have these gunmen, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
shoot the whole class and the professor on top of that, or the teacher on top of that. Um, I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, but then
isn't the real problem the fact that they have easy access to games? And
that's what I was going to say,
yeah,
because that is
it's legal. Yeah,
legalized.
yeah. Well, I think they might have to have a license or something, but it's easy to obtain it. I bet
It's easy to
because
get it. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's another thing, you know. It's
I'm not sure, by the way. It could be that you can buy it in a supermarket. I have no idea. Probably not, right?
mm,
Okay, anyway, Helen says, I think they have more of a cathartic effect. Helen, cathartic is spelled like this. Cathartic, yeah? Cathartic. It comes from the word catharsis. It's like cleansing effect, yeah? Cathartic effect. All right, excellent. So let's move on. Video games are bad for our health. Here we go.
well, it depends. If you have a health problem, like a diagnosed health problem that is incompatible,
Yeah.
then playing video games is going to be bad for you. In fact, there are a lot of video games which announce or warn before the game starts. Yeah, like this video game contains images, blah blah blah, and contains this effect of flashing, and you know, which is not appropriate for people suffering from blah 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 blah. So there are a
Yeah.
lot of warnings at the beginning of the game. Um, so
Even something like
mm,
what's the word for it? Schizophrenia,
yeah,
schizophrenia and things like that, and
or epilepsy,
epilepsy. That's what I
epilepsy.
meant.
Yeah, okay.
I meant epilepsy. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
So yeah, they could be bad if you already have a health problem, of course.
yeah. Then we can
Otherwise,
eye issues, blue screen. You need to have the I
mhm,
use the filter. How about you? I use a filter for that.
no, I don't.
There's a filter you can use to reduce the light. I don't. Sorry, I'm not an expert. I know Helen knows a lot about it. She might have been the one that suggested it actually to me. There is a filter that you can use on your screen, which will change the kind of light that the screen emits. And I think it depends on the daylight, whether it's daylight or night light. And there's a filter like that. So I use an
Like
app
the
from.
sat nav in the car,
Is that the same?
maybe. I know
I
that
don't know.
the sat
It-
nav you use
it-
in your car
yeah,
does the
yeah.
same thing.
Is it? Is it
When you enter a tunnel, for example,
okay?
yeah,
Yeah, it could be that.
it
It's
comes.
like
So
doesn't it have to do with the blue light? Blue light. Don't we call
I
it
don't
blue
know.
light or something? Isn't it
Not
harmful
sure.
for us? Something like that. And it's the same with the phone.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've got the same filter on my phone now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do. Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe Helena is okay. Da, da, da. Okay.
Reduce the
Itchy.
blue light.
Yeah, it's about reducing the blue light. Yeah, which is harmful for us. Something like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it adjusts. It adjusts itself based on the uh, outside environment. The computer, depending on the light, will recognize whether it's daylight or night light.
Mm-hmm.
This app will do that. Yeah. Okay. Aha. It's not harmful, but it can prevent us from sleeping. And then when we don't
Oh,
sleep
okay.
enough, we are unhealthy. There we go. I knew Helen would know these things. All right. Blue light is okay during the day. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. All
Good
right.
to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, old games are rubbish because they have bad graphics and
Mm,
you know they're bugged or buggy. Do we say bugged or buggy? Buggy, right? Buggy.
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 Well, I don't know what to say about this because
You,
whenever I sit down and I want to play something, I
yeah.
don't tend to like old games. Like
Yeah.
just because of that, just because of
Do you know?
the
Do you know what?
enormous progress in, you know,
Yeah.
the games right now are like you're watching a
So much
film, so
better.
real and,
Yeah. You, um,
mm,
I need to tell you what I think. I am completely with you because I can't understand how it's possible that these days there are people, kids, teenagers, who play games with pixelized games with pixelized graphics, and
yes,
these games are one of the most popular games on Steam. They have overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I
I
don't
know.
get it. And I even have a friend who's 17, and he sometimes appears here as well, Matheus. And
Hmm.
I think he's one of those people that would be okay with that. But for me, it's like, I don't want
My
to play that.
boyfriend, my boyfriend as well.
Really?
Sometimes I've seen him playing this type of game, like,
But
and I
but
say,
he,
"What are
but
you playing?"
how old is your boyfriend? I thought it was
Oh, my boyfriend is
my point was that it has to do with age. How old is your boyfriend, Jolie?
well, he's much older than me. Well, not
Oh,
much,
really? I thought he was
but
much younger than you from what you were
he's
describing.
no, no, no. He's 48,
Okay.
and he plays more than me. I can tell you, and he plays all games. And sometimes I look at the screen and I see all those
Yeah.
pixel like little figures,
Not for me.
and it's like,
Uh, it,
what are you playing? I
it,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
It puts me off. It puts me off totally. I can't do this. Like honestly, like when I'm looking at games, I want to play games which have good graphics, and it's
Hmm.
really important. It's a really important factor for me in
Yeah.
picking a game. Um, Super important factor. So while the game, okay, it's not the only one, right, for me, and it's possible that a game that has worse graphics might still be appealing to me,
Hmm.
but I wouldn't play the same game with worse graphics just because it has pixelized graphics. It just wouldn't make sense.
Well, there is a game which is quite old. Maybe it's not as, like the
Like
pixels
this one.
things.
Check
Doom
this
2
one
is the
out.
best.
I used to play Doom 1, and maybe even Doom 2. Yeah, I remember that. I even remember there were some um, uh, cheats. IDDQD, IDKFA, and that will give you
Oh,
like
you remember.
unlimited
Amazing.
ammo, and you can walk through walls and things like that. Max, do you know what I'm talking about? I remember this from my childhood. Can you imagine a cheat? And I don't
Yeah.
ever need this. I can't get it out of my head. And I haven't played Doom like for 30 years, so God knows how long, maybe 25 years.
So I remember one of these games, one of the old games that if I have the chance to play again, I would, which is called Bomberman. It's a very famous game.
Atomic Bomberman. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I
Hang
love
on a
that game.
minute. We will play it in the Achievers Chamber.
Oh, really?
We will make it work. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Achievers Chamber, we have got a game night every Friday. This is absolutely unplanned. Okay, this is the bit when I will advertise the Achievers Chamber, ladies and gentlemen, which is a fantastic place for you to improve your English, to work on your English, to practice. It's only for higher level learners, though, so you have to be at least B2. And one of the things we do there is that we play games with each other. Usually, we play board games, some card games, and things like that. But to be honest, I think we should expand it to PC games. And I bet there is a way to find Atomic Bomberman online. I bet there is a way to do that, like through an emulator. And these games have like I'm sure there will be like an online multiplayer thing where we
Mm-hmm.
will be able to join, like more people will be able to play as a multiplayer game. And then in our group, we will use the voice chat, the Discord voice chat, to communicate with each other. So that might be a lot of fun. Don't forget about this. We will do it on Friday, next Friday. Okay.
Yeah, well, I won't be there. I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
I
This is your
know
idea.
it's my idea, but I can't because I'm
I'm
working
working.
or I'm working at the weekends, yeah.
Come on. Oh,
And it's gonna
really?
be like that. You know the Black Friday
Yeah.
campaign? Okay, so I'm working in a, logistics thing.
Yeah.
And I wake up, pay attention, I wake up at 4:45.
What? Are you kidding
Yes.
me?
No. I have to wake up at 4:45. I leave home around 5:20, and I
Hmm.
have to be starting my shift at 6 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
So it's impossible. Well, I could do it if I don't go to sleep that day,
No, don't do that.
but
That's not
I
worth.
can't.
That's not.
I
That's
can't
not
be
worth
there.
it. I don't. I don't want to be responsible for
Mm.
for that, for your collapse uh, next
So
week.
I'm not gonna be able to join you guys until the mid-December,
Yeah. By the way,
more or
Helen says
less.
that the place where you work is a cool place. No,
It's a
I
cool
think
place. It's
I
a
think
cool
she'll.
place, the Achievers Chamber, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to make a I wanted to make a silly joke. I think Helen wants to work there. Yeah. So if you're looking for some more staff, Helen wants
Hmm.
to work there. She says it's a cool place, and
Yeah,
she
okay.
doesn't mind waking up early and all that.
Send me your CV, Helen.
I thought you would take anyone. Who would want to wake up at what time was it again?
I
Come
know
on.
it's crazy. It's
No,
crazy.
there
Seriously.
isn't. You don't need a recruitment process for that. You just hire anyone.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible. But at
Okay.
least it's only Saturday and Sunday.
Hmm.
So
Right. Look, check this one out. New
new
games are
games
rubbish.
are rubbish.
It's the same thing, but
Well,
with the word new.
okay, I have to say something here because I partly agree with this. And I
How come?
refer to I refer to all those second, third, fourth, fifth parts of the same game.
Yeah.
This is rubbish
Yeah.
because
Isn't
it's
it the
that you,
same
you
with
are not giving me anything new.
isn't it the
It's
same with
just the
like
same.
TV shows like The
Yeah,
Simpsons and
yeah,
hmm,
exactly. It's like there is no new ideas. You are
no
not
new value?
offering
Yeah.
exactly.
And they're just
So
milking the cow, let's be honest. They just
mhm,
want to make a lot of money
that's
because
it.
that previous title had a lot of success. So they're gonna make the same thing. Like there's one game called Football Manager. So this is for the football people.
Yep.
And every single year they produce the same game. They just change a few things or revolutionize the game by adding a few more ways you can score a goal. But essentially, it's the same game with the same engine.
Like
And
FIFA
every
is the same.
yeah, well, hmm,
Yep,
yeah, it's the same, I guess. Yeah,
it's the same. Like
yeah, I
FIFA
agree. But
2022.
mm, but
And
we
then
if
you
yeah, but Jolly, if we think about let's talk about like like this is just one way of making games, right? You just recycle
Yep.
the same game, and you give it the new title, or you just add a year to it, and it's a new game. But how about like ideas? I feel like back in the day, people were more sort of, I don't know, they had better ideas, or
Creative,
creative. That's the word. Thank you.
genuine,
People were, yeah,
or
more creative and authentic. And now often it feels very, it feels like it lacks depth.
hmm
It lacks depth and creativity, and it's like, I'm not saying all games, but often it's hard, right? It's often it's hard to come up with new ideas. It's like with songs, right?
hmm
The it, it's almost as if there are no more melodies you can make
yeah,
anymore.
it's like everything
Because
has already
everything has
been
been,
done.
exactly. That's what I mean by that. You almost need like a new technology, like VR or something, to come up with something new. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
metaverse, or I don't know, something like that. Okay. I'm sorry, Helen. I cannot respond to all your comments. It's just too many. Okay. That doesn't mean I don't like you to post comments. We just don't have time for that. Games will make us. Games will make you antisocial. You will develop acne. It's pronounced acne. Acne. You will
Acne.
have no real friends, no girlfriend, and you will stay a miserable person. This is the one that was suggested to me by Helen. I asked her, Helen, any more stereotypes you can
Well,
think of? And she came up with this. I love it.
I think it's just the opposite. I think games nowadays, I'm not talking about games when, this technology started,
Yeah,
but nowadays, that most games, I think all games have the multiplayer,
yeah,
cooperative option in which you
yeah,
can play with friends or you can play with people you don't know and you can make
mhm,
friends.
yeah.
You
But, is,
socialize
but
through
isn't that
gaming.
dangerous? Is that real socializing, Jolly? Who am I even socializing with? Like, if I'm a child, if I'm a 13-year-old child, what if there is somebody like some predator that is trying to, I don't know, like a pedophile or someone like that? Isn't that
Yeah,
even
well,
dangerous?
but that's the same social media then,
Yeah, it is. And dating and all
or
that.
having a mobile
Tinder,
phone with
Tinder, online
internet.
dating. Yeah,
Look, nowadays all kids from nine, I know kids with 9 years old having a mobile phone already, and a mobile phone with internet access. And at the moment they have internet access, they can go anywhere and they can talk to anyone,
exactly. And they're still
right?
vulnerable, right? So
But if you're playing a game and you are playing with other people to the same game, at least you know these people have something in common with you.
that's
You
right.
both
Yeah.
like the same game. So it's a way, it's a starting point,
It's a way we
to,
connect with each other. I would say what helps is, I know there are voice changes and things like that, but I think it helps if you can hear the people's voice, and
yep,
see the people, maybe sometimes even like there might be like games where you can see each other, um like a camera on the side. I think mostly it's about the voice, though. Like in Discord,
yep.
you can do that. I think that helps you to get to know each other better, because if it's just via messaging each other, I think you can develop friendships and stuff like that. But I think I would want to hear that person as well, at least. When I was developing Kingdoms of Deceit, my board game, if you are wondering, what's that, Zdenek? I've never heard about that. Well, go to teachersdenek.com, and I still might have, it's my old website, which I need to change at some point. It's just not well done. But there is one section about Kingdoms of Deceit, so you can read about that game there. And I was doing it on Tabletop Simulator. And I can tell you this, I have made friends there. It was real. It was real because we played this game that I was making, and these people were helping me play test it, and we knew each other quite well. And okay, we didn't know everything about each other. That's true. We knew each other just like as in our sort of like character traits, and you know, it's a game where you can lie as well. So you kind of learn like who is good at lying and who is more honest and stuff like that. So who is good at bluffing. You kind of get to know the people, and you sort of develop that trust between each other as well, because like for example in board games you have to follow the rules. If there's someone that doesn't want to follow the rules, I'm less likely to connect with that person, because I just like to follow the rules, like, at least a little bit, yeah. So I'm not that kind of person who is like into those, like I'm not a cheaters. I just don't like guys like that in real life, like who cheat and who just do things that are illegal. It's not for me. I know there are such people
Hmm.
around us who are okay with it, and they think they will get away with it. They think it's okay, and they even see like sort of how to put this. They see some sort of art in it. Some people I've met one person this year actually who is like that. But for me, it's just I'm no thanks. I prefer people who are honest with me and who are fair and who play the game by the rules. We can still have fun, banter,
Hmm.
tease each other and stuff like that. But like, just follow the rules, please. Don't try to cheat. You know,
There's no point.
no, that I can't identify with such people. Uh, let's just do this one quickly, please. We need to look at the feedback part
Yep.
quickly and then end the show.
All gamers are addicts.
Yeah.
No,
No.
no.
Okay, then that's it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, let's, let's
No,
do
I
the
don't think
feedback.
so. I don't think. I mean, are we treating like this like a bad thing, an addiction? Normally, addictions are a bad thing. Yeah,
Yeah. I used to
but
be addicted to games. It's part of the story I didn't tell you today.
I
I
don't
used to
think
be,
they are
yeah.
all addicted. Addicts to or addicted to gaming. I don't think so.
You can be. I'm
There
telling
could
you,
there
I
there
used to
could
be
be
addicted.
cases.
I used to be addicted to Dota 1. I used to be addicted to it. I admit it. There is partially a reason for it, but also it was my fault. So
It's
now I don't
possible.
think I'm
Not
not addicted
not
to games.
all.
I
So
still play
if
games, but I'm not addicted to them anymore. So I think you can be addicted, but not all gamers are addicts. I think it's nonsense.
exactly. So that
Yeah,
statement is not. That's what I want to say. Not all gamers are addicts.
absolutely not.
That could be a case. Well,
But all addicts are gamers. All right, I love it. I love it, Helen. Okay, time to have a look at the feedback
all
section.
right.
Let me share my screen with everyone here. Can you guys see it? Yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
All right, let's go through this really quickly, Jolie. Yeah, we don't have so much time.
Yeah.
So the purple words are to do with pronunciation. The red
Mm-hmm.
ones are things that we should look at in terms of usually grammar, sometimes vocabulary, and the blue words are some interesting phrases. Okay,
Okay.
so let's go. So how do you pronounce this?
Uh, Digital course.
Okay, so this sound, yeah, it's about this sound that I was.
All right.
How do you
J, j,
j j
j, j.
j? Yeah,
Digital.
like judge, digital,
Okay.
digital.
Digital.
Hmm. Hmm.
Digital course.
Yeah, it's actually the sound. This is the sound. If anyone is interested in the phonetic symbol, this is the sound j,
J.
digital. Yeah, not je, because je, this is je, right? This is je, like
J.
television.
Digi.
This one is
Digi.
je. It's like a combination of de and je together, like
Okay.
je, right? But it's a separate sound. So this sound would be for in words like vision, let's say, night vision. When you play a game, you have night vision or something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, how about this? How would you pronounce these three words, Jolly?
Amazing. Busy. Puzzle.
better. Yeah, so you have to be careful as a Spanish speaker.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing or anything. I
No,
just
no,
know
I
that
know. I'm
I
aware
wouldn't
of
do,
this.
I
I'm
wouldn't
aware
do
of
that
this.
to my students, by the way, guys. I don't laugh. You know what? You might be wondering, Zdenek, do you laugh at your students? No, I never laugh at my students. Sometimes I laugh with them,
Hmm.
but that's different, you know? Because for me, it's important to know that my student is comfortable with me doing that. And also, I always do it because I want to help them. Yeah, it's not, I don't have any intention to make them feel less or something. Never. Okay, that would be really bad teaching, by the way, bad
Yeah,
psychology.
of course.
So yeah, you need to encourage and um, stuff like that. So amazing, busy, puzzle. Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
yeah.
It's a voiced sound. If you put your finger here, zzz, you will
It's
feel
like the
your
the vibration. Yeah.
you will feel the vibration of your
Amazing.
vocal cord
Amazing.
here.
Busy.
Amazing.
Puzzle.
Zzz,
Puzzle.
yeah.
Amazing.
If it's the sound, yeah. I think in Spanish you don't use this sound so
No,
much, right? Yeah, or
no,
you don't have it at all, maybe.
no.
That's why it's tough. And Spanish speakers they say s instead, which is a voiceless variant of that sound. S, no vibration. Okay,
Amazing.
all right.
Busy. Puzzle.
Mm,
Well,
okay. Maybe I don't know like why I wrote this one down, but I guess we could check the pronunciation as well. How did you pronounce
autism.
this? Autism.
Autism.
Autism. Yeah, autism. That's right.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. Let's do this. I think you realized this yourself, Jolie, because you first made a mistake, but then you corrected yourself. So what's the problem with this? We were talking about men and that men
Yes, I know.
become more attractive when they are older. So what's the issue here?
So no article, maybe. White
No,
hairs.
no. The problem is the word hairs, right?
Oh, why?
Because hairs, you can say hairs, but you're referring to this. If you want to refer to what you have on your head, it's hair. It's uncountable.
Is it not possible to use a plural to talk
No,
about this specific thing?
no.
What if you are cleaning the bathroom
Then yes,
and you
because you
find
find a lot of
hairs on the
hairs.
floor?
But that's like individual hairs. But if you
Yeah,
talk about what you have on your head, it's
yeah.
hair. It's
But
your hair. Right?
I'm talking about individual hairs as well.
I don't think that's right though. Like
Okay, that's fine.
it doesn't sound like we were talking
I thought
because
you
we are
could.
talking generally, right? If you talk generally,
Hmm.
we would say someone has white hair, right? Or would you
But I
say
was
white?
not okay. I was not talking about the whole hair
Okay,
in
okay,
white color because now you can see my hair, right?
yeah.
I've got dark hair, but if you really look at my head,
You might
you can
find some.
see maybe 6 or 7 white hairs.
I think that would work. Yes, that would work. If
Yeah.
you meant it like
Okay.
that, then it would work. But it's good to explain the difference here because this can be quite tricky. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
of course. So
yeah,
if I am talking or describing a person with white
yep,
hair, I know I need to use hair, no hairs,
yep, exactly.
obviously. Yeah. But in this case, I think I use hairs because I was referring just
Yeah.
to three, four,
To
five.
individual. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can say that. Yeah, I think that would work exactly.
Hmm.
Also, what you have here,
Yes.
like on your hand, let's say, or somewhere else too. Maybe you may find that you might find hairs there. Right? Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Right.
Maybe they wouldn't say it, but they would think about it. So it was your reaction to what people might think about something, and
Yes.
you said maybe they wouldn't say it, but they would think about it.
They would think of it.
No, I think
Maybe
you just want
changing
to
the
say that.
preposition.
I think you just want to say they would think it.
They would think it, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
that's
was not sure if I could say that without using a preposition.
no. Actually, it's better to say that because
Okay.
it's like an impactful sentence. Maybe they wouldn't say it, but they would think it, and you are
They would
referring
think
back to
it.
what you said before.
Hmm.
So it is clearly referring to what you said before, right?
Hmm.
twice. Like you have two clauses that refer to something that we
Yep.
introduced as a statement.
That's the way I thought.
That
Oh,
yeah,
that's the way it was in my head, in
yeah.
my
No,
mind, you know,
that's how it should
before
be.
I said it. But then I
Yeah.
put the preposition there because
No,
I thought,
no.
okay.
This is better. With the preposition, it's not right.
Hmm.
It doesn't express the same you want to express. Yeah. So you have someone has an opinion and they wouldn't say it because it's controversial. So they wouldn't say it, but they would think it. You
Hmm.
can't say they would think about it. It makes no
No,
sense because
no,
if you
I
think
know.
about something, you sort of consider it, right,
Yep. Hmm.
in your head. But that's
I
not what we mean.
understand. Yeah.
That's not what we mean here. All right, so it has to be think it. Watching someone play a really difficult video game, I think there's like a comma, one that you have one that you have to be really intelligent might make you more attractive. So it,
Okay. Watching someone play, I think that's fine.
yeah,
One in which you
yeah,
have to be
yeah,
really intelligent.
yeah. That's the problem here because I think it's like a relative clause almost. No, is that
Maybe
relative? It
I
might
would
it might be
change that.
it might be a position here. I'm not sure. I think it's a relative clause. In which
In
you have
which,
to be really intelligent would work, or you can put the preposition at the end. One that you really have to be intelligent in.
yes, or maybe I could change that and say which requires intelligence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But this doesn't
That
work.
sounds
It's just
better, maybe.
something is missing there, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe for, not in, but one that you have to be really intelligent for. That's it. That
Hmm.
would work. You see, you have with these relative clauses. I think it's a
Hmm.
relative clause. It could be an apposition here, but if it's not an apposition, then it's a relative clause, and then you need a preposition at the end there to make it work. Otherwise, it doesn't sound right. All right. To have a soft spot for someone, yeah,
Yeah, that's the
is that
expression we were talking about.
I'll find the definition for you. To have a strong liking for something or someone. Often it's like
Mhm.
a sentimental weakness almost. Okay?
Okay. Hmm.
And you said I'm a bit nerd as well. You said that. I'm a bit nerd. Can you say that? I'm a bit nerd. Can
I
you
don't
say
know.
a bit with a noun? I'm a bit I'm a bit I'm a bit teacher. It doesn't work. A
Ah,
bit,
okay.
yeah. You need to use an adjective here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a bit. What's the adjective from the word nerd?
Oof. I don't know.
Nerdy. Yeah. You could say
Nerdy.
I'm a bit nerdy.
And is there anything we can use with a noun instead of a bit?
I'm I'm kind of a nerd, you could say. I'm kind of a
I'm
nerd.
kind of, okay.
I'm kind of a nerd, or
Sort of.
I don't think you can say I'm a bit nerd. I don't think so. Can you might be able to say I'm a nerd a bit. That would work, yeah. I'm a nerd a bit. Maybe it might work. But like you can't say it like this, I think. Doesn't
Well,
sound
I
right.
think this is something I think it's the Spanish
Hmm.
translation as
I
well.
think a
Because
bit. You say a bit.
we can
It's a
use this with nouns.
yeah. I think
So
it's
that's
used
why.
before adjectives. It's a bit hot here. It's a bit dodgy. It's a bit strange, right?
Hmm.
But we don't use it with nouns. You can use it after nouns. It's can you though? And hang on. It's a great computer a bit. Well, not always, right? I think you can use it after like actions, like when you say like something like let's let's do some work a bit. That sounds strange as well.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure.
let's
Right.
I can't come up with better examples, guys.
Okay.
Birds of feather flock together means people who have
Yeah.
similar ideas or similar sort of hobbies. They often hang out with each other,
Yep.
spend time with each other. How do you pronounce the name of this game,
The Grand
Jolly?
Theft Auto.
Auto. I think you said
Auto.
Grand Thief before. It's theft.
Grand Theft. Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft Auto. Yeah,
Auto.
auto. How do you pronounce this?
Young kid.
Very good. So there's the y sound, not j. Sometimes I hear Spanish speakers say j, junk, but junk is something else, right? Junk,
Mm-hmm.
junk food. Junk food, young food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So be careful about that. It's a
Young.
yes.
Okay.
Young kids are really influenced. Or
I always have problems with this word.
this word, you mean?
This word.
This
Influenced.
this word, you mean? Not
This.
the
This.
this word.
This word.
Not these. You need to say short. You need to use a short vowel.
This.
This word.
This. This
Mm.
word.
Always have a problem with
Influenced.
this word, um, because you want to say easily influenced. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
If you, I don't think it works if you say it but alone. You need to say easily influenced. Otherwise, it doesn't seem right. Young kids,
Okay.
because if you say, okay, you can say someone is influenced, but that means they have been influenced by something. You know.
Can I say really influential?
Oh,
That doesn't exist.
I don't. I have never heard that word. Influential.
Okay.
Influen.
Yeah,
There
I
might be a
always
word.
have problems with these with this word
Yeah, this word
and the
with
word formation. You know,
you have to say
influence.
easily influenced. Yeah, there is a
Okay,
word. It exists, but I don't think it's used. There is a word. I found it. Influentiable. I found it in
influential.
the. I found it in the Cambridge Dictionary, but it's like translation Spanish English dictionary. So I think it's like something that probably speakers of other languages use, and it's so common now that it has even entered the
But
dictionary.
not in
But
English.
I don't think this is used. I think people say easy.
Okay,
I don't think it. I know it. People say easily influenced. Yeah.
okay.
How do you pronounce this word?
Let me remember. Vulnerability.
Yeah. So uh,
Vulnerability.
very good. So you're putting the stress on the right syllable. Vulnerability on B. We stress on B. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this syllable is stressed. Vulnerable. The word is vulnerable. Vulnerable. And then you make a
Vulnerable.
noun out of it by saying vulnerability. Yeah. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
quickly check. I think it's vulnerable, right? Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
I'm sure about that.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable. Yeah, okay. Vulnerable. Vulnerable. There are a lot of schwa sounds that can be omitted as well. It's a bit tricky, this one. Vulnerable. Okay, let's move on. Where are we? I think
I
it could
think
be.
it could be possible.
I'm not sure if this is right. It sounds like you're overdoing it by using so many, like the word possible.
With could, it's like the same
Maybe,
thing.
I'm not
It's a
sure.
bit
Maybe it's,
redundant.
to be honest, maybe it's fine. I just feel like I would just say I think it might be possible. I don't know why could doesn't sound right. I think it could be possible. Maybe it's fine. Honestly, it's probably fine. Let's not worry about
Okay.
this one. I would say it might be possible. I can't remember. Maybe there was some sort of context in which you used it, and it seemed like an overkill at that point.
But you can
I,
use could to speculate.
yeah, of course. Yeah, no. I don't think this is wrong by itself. I just wonder why it didn't sound right at that moment. We would have to go back, and it's possible that it's totally fine. By the way, so let's just move on. How do you
Okay.
pronounce this one?
Nightmare. Example.
Example. G. So for me, the problem is
Example.
g g. So is the not k but g. Example.
Example.
That's it. Example.
Better. Example.
So there's the voiced sound ig, g, like
Ig.
egg,
Ig.
right?
Example.
Ig. Similar.
Example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Example. Similar sound when you say egg.
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 Example.
Egg.
Example. Okay.
Example. Example.
Example. Example. For
So
example.
yeah, I think it's again probably to do with Spanish because I think you don't
Yep.
have the g sound, right? Do you have the g sound or not?
We've got the sound, yeah, but
Okay.
we also have the letter X, and we
Ah,
pronounce it like ka, like
I see. I
k,
see.
s,
Yeah.
x,
Well, the
x.
thing is, like in English, sometimes
Yeah,
it is pronounced as k as well because if you say x,
yep.
x is k, right? So
Excuse
ex-
me.
excuse me, or X-ray, that's k, but sometimes it's g. Like when it's at the beginning of a voiced syllable, sorry, stressed syllable, then again, not always because then you have words like Xerox, right? That's pronounced with Z sound, Z sound. So
Okay, well,
it's like
example.
when it's the voice the stressed syllable, when it's the beginning of a stressed syllable, I think that's why it has to be like that. Anyway, this word we'll have to finish this soon.
All right. Nightmares.
Nightmares. Nightmares.
Nightmares.
Okay, good.
Nightmares.
Night terrors, you've already explained that to
Night
us.
terrors.
We
Mm-hmm.
have the definition here. If you have a health problem, then video games are going to be, how would you say this?
If you suffer
No.
from,
It's a
if you,
pronunciation thing.
oh, the
I just
pronunciation, sorry.
Yeah.
If you have a health problem, then video games are going to be bad for you.
You see, I don't understand why why you would stress you there at the end. And I've noticed more people do this. I've got one student who has recently been sort of stressing the pronouns at the end of words, and it just doesn't sound right to me. Because I wouldn't say it just doesn't sound right to me. You see,
Mhm.
it's about what you want to stress. It is possible to stress pronouns like that, but only
Then
if you
maybe
have a reason. If you
I'm
have a reason,
transmitting a different
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
exactly. Because if it's bad for you, not her, not him, for you,
Hmm.
sometimes you might want to do that, but like here, you didn't want to. You
Yep.
wanted to stress the word bad more than the word you. And now you stress the word you, and then the word bad like was kind of
Okay.
sidelined, and it sounded weird. You
So
know
if you have a health problem, then video games are going to be bad for you.
exactly, because it's the main information there for us, right?
Hmm.
It's going to be bad for you, not it's going to be bad for you.
Okay.
You would only do that if you really need to emphasize that it's you that I'm talking about, not them, not him, not her, you. So this is something called empathic stress. Yeah, there's a if you want to know more about this, guys, it's called empathic stress. It's I think it's like a subcategory of sentence stress. If you're studying sentence stress, which is not the same as word stress, by the way, then there is like empathic stress as well.
That's it.
Empathic.
Empathic.
Did I
Empath. Yeah.
misspell it?
The
Did I
M.
miss
The M. Empath.
emphatic? Yeah,
That's it.
emphatic. Emphatic. Okay, got it.
Emphatic.
Yeah, sorry.
Emphatic.
So this is what you should study if you want to know more about that. What we've just discussed with Jolly. All right, Jolly. How about this one?
Appropriate.
Aha. So the ending doesn't sound right. So it's not ate. You're not eating anyone. Nobody ate anyone. It should.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriate.
It's not gonna be ate at the end. That's for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Appropriate. Yeah.
Appropriate.
No, it's not ate.
Appropriate. I know.
It's not ate. It's it. It's
I
it.
know. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Appropriate. Appropriate. Appropriate.
That's much better. Appropriate. Actually, it's appropriate.
It's
It's O.
appropriate.
It's that there are two. So there are two diphthongs here. Yeah. A pro and ear. Yeah. So appropriate.
Appropriate.
Appropriate. So
Appropriate.
you just remember that there are two diphthongs in
Mhm.
appropriate. First of all, there's the schwa at the beginning, so that causes problems to a lot of people. So 3 vowels that are a little bit difficult because a lot of people get this one wrong, especially this one. But also we have to be careful about this one.
Okay.
Okay, appropriate, appropriate,
Appropriate.
much better. And the last word that I want you to pronounce for me is
Cooperative.
okay. So this one is also tough. I'm just gonna show you the phonetic transcription because I know you know you know how to read it. So look, does it help?
Okay, cooperative. Better?
No.
Okay. So
No.
it
Where
doesn't
is the
help,
stress?
you see?
Where is the stress, Jolly? Where is the stress?
Okay.
According to this.
Cooperative.
No, see this? I know it's small, but
Cooperative.
cooperative, cooperative,
Cooperative. Oh my God. Okay.
cooperative, cooperative. Yeah.
I would have never
I'm,
put that,
I'm,
like the
I'm just gonna.
stress in the second O.
Okay,
Cooperative.
I'm just
Oh
gonna
my God.
quickly check another dictionary because it's possible that yeah, it's
Yeah, I can hear it.
cooperative. It's cooperative. Yeah,
Cooperative.
cooperative. I may have been mispronouncing this myself actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, cooperative. Yeah, I might have been saying cooperative. Yeah, it's cooperative. You see, guys, we all learned something new here. I can't talk anymore. This has been too long. We got carried away. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got carried away, and we even have somebody that I've never seen here before. And this
It's a
person
school.
says, "I'm trapped
What
inside a
again?
game." I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope someone will help you escape from that game.
Yep.
It's a social horror. It's a school horror game. This person might be referring to something we said long time ago because sometimes when you watch a live, some
Yeah.
people don't watch it in real time and they
Mhm.
sort of watch it with a delay and then they are responding to something that we said like ages ago. So anyway,
Okay.
thank you for the comment though. It's highly appreciated. And yeah, we'll have to leave it here, Jolly.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you very much for featuring today. And
It's been great. I learned a lot of expressions, and then I hope to use them because I
okay, well,
tend to
you
learn
see,
lots of things every day. Every day I see something new. But
yeah. Well,
then
the
the
idea
point
of these
is I need
lives
to use it.
exactly. So the idea of these lives is that we all learn something from it. Yeah, it's a lesson. So I'm really trying to talk about talk about pronunciation a lot. You see, it's like one of my favorite things to teach as a teacher.
Hmm.
Pronunciation. I really think I understand like phonology and phonetics quite well, and it helps me. It helps me um, sort of push my students, so to speak. Yeah. Speaking of which, in 10 minutes, we have a pronunciation lesson in the Achievers Chamber. So I have to quickly prepare for that.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for
Good.
watching. Don't forget to give this video a like if you indeed enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye, John.
Bye,
See
everyone.
you. Bye bye.